What's up, schmucks? Welcome to the latest episode of Turkey Talk. I want to say right up top that hopefully this week, if I get to it, I'm going to put all of these on Spotify. I'll probably still keep uploading them to YouTube, but I've got some videos coming out. I have like a Turkey Bites about Batman coming out. This is probably going to go up Tuesday, so the Batman will probably go up Wednesday, maybe Thursday. And then I have I had something else I was gonna upload. Oh, I had a video about Alien I was gonna make. I think I'm like a quarter of the way through editing that. But yeah, anyway, so actual proper videos are coming, and these are gonna go up on Spotify soon. Just want to say that. So anywho, we don't have a big show ahead of us today. Kind of a light news week. Then we're gonna talk about Forbidden Fruits, which just came out. I did want to cover They Will Kill You, but I haven't seen it yet at the time of recording. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow night. Sorry. And I still haven't seen Project Hail Mary, and I keep hearing how amazing it is, so I've got to set some time aside. I gotta go this week, and check that out. So, let's go over what we're talking about this week. We're gonna talk about the first trailer for the Harry Potter TV show coming to HBO Max. I've got a few things to say about that. The next John Wick spinoff is going to start filming soon. We've got some details. There's a new Lord of the Rings movie in the works. And the trailer for The End of Oak Street, which I want to talk about the reaction to that more than the movie itself. And then, like I said, we're going to talk about Forbidden Fruits. The Weekly Media Club, homework was Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I've got a handful of things to say about that. A movie that I thought I'd seen, but I didn't. We'll get into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about Absolute Wonder Woman, and then I'm going to assign new homework. So, let's get into it. Trailer for the Harry Potter show coming to HBO Max. Just straight up, why the fuck does this exist? Firstly, it doesn't look very good. It looks bad, alright? It looks bad for a handful of reasons. It looks the same as the movie. I remember when they announced it, they still used the John Williams score. So even if they're not going to get John Williams back to do this, but they'll probably get a composer who just works with that score, does like a, what's that called? There's a word for it when it's not like a cover, but like when you do a piece of music that another composer's already done. It doesn't matter, but they're just gonna do that. Like the costumes all look the same. I'm pretty sure these are in the same era. I'm glad about that. I'm glad they didn't modernize this or something. I think that would have been worse. But it looks so drab. I haven't seen the Harry Potter movies super recently. But like 2 years ago, I rewatched the first two because I was going to do a giant series rewatch. And I watched the first two and I was like, these are fucking great. These are so delightful and they're whimsical and they're magical. And there's just like an aura to the first two that I don't think any of the other ones have. And just thinking about that, I was like, I don't need to see the rest of these. And I stopped. So maybe I need to go back through them all. But that is lacking here. I don't know. You couldn't show us any magic. It's just, whoa, there's McGonagall. Whoa, it's Dumbledore. Whoa, Snape. It's just that. There's no magic to it. I think the appeal of this is just, millennials, getting millennials to go, oh, hey, remember this thing from like 20 years ago? Do you remember it? Well, guess what? What if you got to watch it again? And people are going to fall for it. There's a bunch of people in my life who are reposting this and loving this and talking about this. And, part of me doesn't want to take the fun away from them. But another part of me wants to also say, do not fucking watch this. Because, and let's get into the politics of it all, J.K. Rowling is the reason this exists. So, if I remember this correctly, the studio wanted to make Cursed Child. They wanted to do, because Cursed Child is like the sequel that's in it's a play. You can buy the screenplay. I read the screenplay when it came out. I was like, I don't know, 15. And I was like, this is fucking ass. This sucks. And the studio wanted to make Cursed Child into a movie, but they couldn't get anyone to come back. Like, because J.K. Rowling is a toxic bigot, and the stars of these movies don't want to be associated with her, for the most part. Tom Felton's a whore for this franchise. He will come back to this for any reason. But, like, Daniel Radcliffe has standards, and he wouldn't do it. So the solution was, we'll just reboot and we'll do it all again. We'll get new kids and new people. We'll drag Nick Frost into this. And we're gonna do the whole thing again because the cast is uninterested in working with this world again. Which, like, I don't know. I think that should have been the lesson here, that we did this already. Those movies are classic, okay? Like, regardless of what you think of the Harry Potter movies, I think on the whole, they're fine. Some are a lot better than the others. Again, like the first two, I think the first two are amazing. Like Christopher Columbus on those first two is a match made in heaven. That is a brilliant. Those two movies are brilliant, genuinely. The third one is very, very good. I don't remember the rest of them. I think I liked the sixth one when I saw it, but you know, like those movies are timeless. People watch them all the fucking time. The Harry Potter worlds at Universal are some of the main reason people go to Universal. Like Harry Potter's huge, and those movies are mostly why. So the idea of just doing it again, it's diminishing returns. You're not going to recapture that magic. Also, why? This awful racist world that J.K. Rowling created has a lot of things we could take from it. I know the Fantastic Beasts movies didn't pan out, but like there's other schools in this universe. What if we saw some of the other ones? What if we went to the schools, like the Hungarian one, or the one where the blonde girls come from in the fourth one, or like I don't know, what does Chinese Hogwarts look like? You know, like we could do weird, fun spin-off shit. We could expand this world. Beyond that, you want to stay in England? You want to still riff on the Hogwarts stuff? You could just pick like one of the magic cops. What are they called? Or Auroras or something? You could pick one of them and just be like, all right, it's a gritty, grounded detective show. It's True Detective with Harry Potter magic. Like, yeah, it's kind of stupid. It's basically lanterns, but it'd be something. It'd be something different than just, whoa, what if we did this again? Fucking, I hate this so much. I'm not watching this. I don't have it in me to hate watch this. I'm not even gonna pirate it. I'm just not gonna watch this. I don't care. I just can't bring myself to do it. And another thing, anyone that does watch this, you are giving money and your time to J.K. Rowling. She is involved in this. This project is because she wanted this to be. Like, she still has so much say over this IP, who gets to do what with it. That's all falls back on her. And she's a monster. She is a terrible, awful bigot who actively uses her money that she accumulates from the Harry Potter shit to hurt trans people. She's a bad fucking person. And if you think you can just separate art from the artist, you're like, oh, well, I support trans people, but I'm just going to watch the Harry Potter show because, oh my God, my childhood, it doesn't fucking matter. Like you're actively deciding that, oh, I like Harry Potter, the concept of Harry Potter, even though it already exists in a long form format that I could go and enjoy either by reading or watching, I'm going to watch this new one that's the same and definitely not going to be as good. I like all of that way more than I like trans people and the lives of oppressed trans people who are hurt by people like J.K. Rowling. That is the decision you are making, okay? Just straight up. On a happier note, the next John Wick spinoff, the Kane movie, is going to start filming soon. For those that may have forgotten, Kane is the Donnie Yen character in John Wick 4. He's the blind guy, and he's also the best part of that movie. Maybe not the best part, but he's definitely the best character in the movie. And they teed up the sequel. I'm glad they're moving through with it. Fuck, I haven't seen John Wick 4, I think, since it came out. But he kills Hiroyuki Sanada and Hiroyuki Sanada's daughter, who's played by Rina Sawayama. Yeah, Rina Sawayama, who is coming back for this. She wants revenge on Kane, but I imagine they're going to team up. Like, something's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of high table nonsense, and they're going to team up and do a big fight. And I think this is going to rock. Donnie Yen directing, I think, is very cool. Now, to my knowledge, he directed some of the Ip Man movies. Is it Ip Man or is it IP Man? Ip Man? I think Donnie Yen directed some of those. I'm going to look up Donnie Yen directed movies and see what comes up. I'm pretty sure he did some of those. It says he directed The Prosecutor from 2024. I didn't see this, but it's got really good reviews. You know what? I'm going to watch this, The Prosecutor. It's on Tubi. I'm going to watch that. But yeah, Donnie Yen directing, starring. I think Rina Sawayama is coming back. Well, there's another thing. Oh yeah, Mattson Tomlin, who wrote the Batman Part 2, or at least had a hand in writing the Batman Part 2. He wrote the script for this. That's great. Mattson Tomlin, he's written comic books. He also had a hand in writing the first Batman movie, The Batman. Yeah, that's a great get. But I think this is shaping up to be really good. When I talked about the John Wick video game, I talked about how this franchise, I think this movie, the Kane movie, is going to be the real test for if it has any legs outside of John Wick. Because so far, all of the projects in this John Wick series have John Wick in them. Like, there's the John Wick movies, Ballerina has John Wick, and then there's the game that's coming out, but that's also about John Wick. But then again, there's also that Continental show that nobody watched. So I wonder, is John Wick the sauce here? Do these movies only work if John Wick is involved? If you take John Wick out, do people still care about this world? I think that's what the Kane movie is going to answer. Because this is going to take place after John Wick 4. So John Wick is dead. He's not going to be in this, unless they do a flashback. But most likely, he won't be in this. So I think this movie will be the test for if people care about this. And what's a shame is that this movie could be absolutely brilliant. But if people don't see it, then the lesson the studio is going to take is either people don't want these without John Wick, or people don't want these at all. And I don't think either of those are the answer. I think that through the John Wick franchise, Chad Stahelski created a very compelling world that I personally would love to see more of. I'd like to see different corners of the world. Go back to Halle Berry's character, Sophia. Give her a movie. That would be fucking cool. There's a lot of things in this world I would like to see still. And the idea of pulling the plug on it because, well, John Wick's not here, now what? I think that's really boring, and I don't want to see that. So I think this is going to be very good. I'm excited to see more of this weird world. But I do think that this movie's success or failure is going to determine the rest of this franchise. In the sense that, will we move away from John Wick, or will we milk Keanu Reeves like a cow until he's dead? Speaking of milking things, there's a new Lord of the Rings movie coming out. Well, actually, there is a new Lord of the Rings movie. There's The Hunt for Gollum. And then after that, they're going to be doing another one. So the working title is The Lord of the Rings: Shadow of the Past. It's going to be a sequel to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. And here is the synopsis. 14 years after the passing of Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter, Eleanor, has discovered a long-buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was very nearly lost before it even began. So here's the thing. I saw the Lord of the Rings movies for the very first time in January. They put all three of them, like the extended cuts, in theaters. And I figured, like, I'd never seen these. Seeing these in the big screen seems like the absolute perfect way to watch them for the first time. So I went, loved them. I thought they were great. I was kind of sad that it took me so long to actually get to them. But I thought they were absolutely brilliant. Genuinely incredible films. And so, as a person who's like a casual Lord of the Rings fan, like, I like it. I'm not gonna buy, like the crazy box sets or like read all the books and get like the Aragorn in art figure for $600. It's just that I don't love it that much. I'm a casual fan. I think it's cool. I'd watch them again. I have no interest in this remotely. And I saw some like diehard fans are also not super interested in this. I don't know. I think this ties into the Harry Potter thing. Just let things fucking end. Things used to end. Remember when things used to just stop? We'd hit a point and be like, that's it. That's the end. It's okay. We can move on now. Fuck. I miss that, dude. I miss when things mattered. I miss when there was a genuine end to something and that was it. Star Wars ended and then it came back and ended again and then it came back and it's never going to end now. I don't know. Lord of the Rings ended. It was done. But guess what? Now we're going to do it. We're going to do it all over again. We're going to do more shit. Stop. I don't know. I know that they did like the Rings of Power. They went to the past. I guess now we're going to the future. And I don't know. Maybe there is like more interesting things in Middle Earth, but I don't know, the message I got from the end of Return of the King is that this is it. Like, they defeated Sauron, and this is it. This is done. There's going to be peace forever now. I was satisfied with that, but I was also satisfied with the idea that Frodo is just fucked. That at the end of this journey, there's no coming back for him. His brain is fried, his body's fried. He's never going to be happy again, just traumatized through and through. Like, the idea that, yeah, the war might end, but you're never going to feel peace again. Like, I liked that a lot. That, like, you know, we have like this really beautiful, happy ending, and Frodo's just a husk of a person. Like, I thought that was great. And he's going to be dead in this, so I guess we're not going to ruin that. But I don't know. I never banked on seeing any of this again. And not in like a sad way. In like a, oh, this is a good ending. I like that this is ending. Now it's like, oh, but what if it didn't? I don't know. I just don't find that interesting. As for the Hunt for Gollum, I also have no interest in that. Again, I'm a very casual fan. None of this means anything to me. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Okay, but the final piece of news we're going to talk about, here's something I do care about. The end of Oak Street, starring Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. So this is written and directed by the guy that did It Follows. It's the first movie he's made since It Follows, and that came out in like, what, 2015, something like that? So it's been it's been 10 years. Shit. So word on the street is that he's been trying to get this movie made for a very long time. There was rumors, and this is what I really want to talk about. I guess, okay, so this movie, the gist is that a whole neighborhood is teleported back in time to prehistoric era, and they're now coexisting with dinosaurs. They released some promo images for this. Like, there's one where you see like a footprint, like a dinosaur footprint in the concrete, which like looks cool. But I mean, how heavy is that dinosaur? Like, well, I don't know. I actually, you know what? Would a dinosaur leave a footprint in concrete? I know like a T-Rex weighed like 6 tons. Maybe it would, actually. Like, if it pressed all of its weight. Okay, maybe that's not as far-fetched as I thought it was. Anywho, there was another one. There's a bunch of claw marks over like a dining room in a house. And then the most creepy one is there's like a fucking plesiosaur in someone's flooded basement. That's a cool visual. But there's rumors, I guess, and theories and speculation that this is a secret Cloverfield movie, and people are getting all excited about that, like, whoa, Cloverfield, blah. But here's the thing, like, Cloverfield's an anthology. Those movies don't really connect to each other. There's the first Cloverfield, there's 10 Cloverfield Lane, which doesn't connect to the first one. It's just, they just called Cloverfield. And then the third one, the Cloverfield Paradox, attempts to connect them, but fails. And also 3 people have seen that terrible movie, and I'm one of them, but I fell asleep. I woke up at the very end, when you see the big Cloverfield monster come out of the clouds. And I remember looking at that and going, well, that's wrong. It's not that fucking big. And then, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but the movie Overlord with Wyatt Russell, that was supposed to be a Cloverfield movie, but then they changed it and did away with any Cloverfield connections. And I think they did that because they realized that this isn't anything. This whole, like, Cloverfield universe, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have value. And a lot of it is because, like, the Cloverfield movies, the first one, which is directed by Matt Reeves, I don't remember who wrote it, but that was, like, its own thing. And then after that, they would take scripts that are just lying around. And this is a thing that happens in Hollywood quite often. You find a script that's been written and no studio has bought it yet. So it's just kind of sitting around. And then a studio buys it. Then they maybe, they see who's interested in producing it and what have you. I might have these steps out of order, but you take this script, you make some changes, you turn it into something. I'm pretty sure this is what happened with the Until Dawn movie, because that movie has nothing to do with the game it's based on. I think they just took a script for a horror movie with that concept. They reworked some shit to try and tie it into the game, and thus you have the Until Dawn movie. And that's what the Cloverfield movies were, at least like the second and third one. The idea was that we take this movie, this script that's been written, and it's about something, and we rework some shit, and we turn it into a Cloverfield movie. And it's possible End of Oak Street could be that, but also it's a different studio. This is Warner Brothers. The Cloverfield movies are owned by Paramount, I believe. So it's just different. That being said, this is produced by Bad Robot, which is the J.J. Abrams production company, which did produce the Cloverfield movies. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe at one point this was an End of Oak Street, it was a Cloverfield movie and no longer is. So, that's, I don't think it's entirely unfounded, but I also think that even if it is a Cloverfield movie, what does that even matter? they're not connected. You know, like, you're not going to see the Cloverfield monster show up in this. It's just not going to happen. See, watch it fucking happen now, and I'm going to look like an asshole. But aside from that, this looks really good. I hope it's scary. I want good dinosaur horror. There was a dinosaur Vietnam movie that came out. Was that last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was like in August or something. I think it was called Dinosaur Vietnam. Not really, but that's what I called it. And that was okay. I wanted more dino horror in it. Jurassic World, none of those are scary. There was that one where Adam Driver fights dinosaurs. I wanted horror in that, and it just doesn't have any. I want this to be dinosaur horror. I want dinosaurs to be scary. You know, if we can make bears and wolves scary in movies like The Grey and The Revenant and stuff like that, then we can make dinosaurs scary. Also, like, there is a very small group of people that care if the dinosaurs are accurate. No one gives a shit because we didn't exist with them. We don't really know. Oh, but the scientists here, we've made a big recreation of what we're pretty sure the T-Rex looked like. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. I just want to see a big scary dinosaur. Come on. But yeah, I want dinosaur horror. I'm hoping for that. Though we didn't get like a Red Band trailer. So is this PG-13? Are we going to get just like PG-13 dinosaur stuff? That's kind of lame. I want to see a guy get ripped in half, but like, you know, with blood and shit. Every once in a while I dip into like my like edgy 13-year-old self. I'm like, yeah, I want to see a T-Rex rip a man's head off. Yeah. Maybe I should rewatch Dinosaur Vietnam because there was a lot of that in that movie. All right, let's get on to our topic for the week. We're going to talk about Forbidden Fruits, which is a movie that not a lot of people seem to be aware of. I didn't know this movie existed until the day before I saw it because I was scrolling Twitter and I saw someone post that there was a new Victoria Pedretti movie out. And I love Victoria Pedretti because she's great in You. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I have nothing to do on Saturday. I'll go see that. And I did. Had the whole theater to myself. Went to a matinee showing at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not a single person in there other than me. Had the whole theater to myself. Felt great. I bought a bag of M&Ms and a Diet Coke. Had a good fucking time. So Forbidden Fruits is written by Lily Houghton and Meredith Allaway. It's also directed by Meredith Allaway. It stars Lily Reinhart, Lola Tung, Victoria Pedretti, and Alexandra Shipp. It's about a group of girls that work at a clothing store called New Eden or Free Eden or something like that, and they are the Forbidden Fruits. Get it? It's all biblical. It's biblical. They're all named after fruits. Like Lily Reinhart is apple. Victoria Pedretti is cherry. Alexandra Shipp is fig. And Lola Tung is pumpkin. And the little twist, I guess, it's not really a twist, but the gimmick is that they're all also witches. And they're not like magic witches. That's something I really like. So, okay, so I'm not going to do big spoilers yet. I have a couple spoilery things I might want to say maybe. But overall, I really liked this. I thought this was a lot of fun. It's campy and it's corny and it's weird, but I really liked it. It took me a little while to settle into it. The first like 20 minutes of this, I was like rolling my eyes. I was like, okay, this is kind of fucking stupid. But then I settled in and I accepted that this is what the movie's going for. It's very Diablo Cody. She's a producer on this, but while I was watching it, I was like, did she write this? This feels like Diablo Cody. But no, she only produced. But it's odd. It's an odd movie. And I like that. I like a weird, bold, big swing indie movie. Something that's just strange. It's got Mean Girl vibes. There's some like biblical metaphors going on with the whole forbidden fruits and, you know, apple in the Garden of Eden and stuff like that. There's, you know, some twists and turns and some really shocking gore. I like this a lot, but, anywho, a point I was going to make, the witches thing. And again, like, I didn't know anything about this going. I didn't see a trailer for this. I didn't know this existed until the day before I saw it. So I think that also helped. And I don't know what the trailer was like. I don't know. Maybe it gave parts of this away, maybe not. I don't know. But I enjoyed this as a blind experience for a weird fucking ride of a movie. I really liked this. But for the witches angle, I like that they're not magic witches. They don't have like powers or anything. Their magic is they're weird nerds, and that's the point. Like there's like little points throughout the movie where you find out about like their sad backstories and how they were like nobodies. They were lonely and sad. They didn't have a lot of friends, and they were Victoria Pedretti's character. She'll just have sex with whatever man looks at her the right way because she kind of hates herself. And she has survivor's guilt because of her whole family dying. And the Lily Reinhart one, Apple, has a really interesting backstory. Her story is very interesting, and you learn as the movie goes on, and you learn the most of it in the third act. But you learn that these characters, they're not cool. They kind of run the mall to an extent. Like in the opening scene, they go to the food court and they just get things for free. And it lays the groundwork for certain things about certain characters. But they get it because they are attractive women, and they are kind of feared because Apple is rude and mean to everybody. She's like, what if Regina George was also worse somehow? And you learn later that there's, speculation about maybe some of them are dangerous. Maybe, I don't want to give too much away, but, there's layers to this that I wasn't expecting. And I did like that they're not magic witches. I think if they were magic witches, if there was, earnest actual magic happening, that would be a step too far. But they don't do that. They play with that in an interesting way. And there's a little mystery that builds around Lola Tung's character, Pumpkin, about who she really is, what her goals and ambitions are, why she does the things she does, stuff like that I found very interesting. I just thought this was a very compelling movie. There's not a moment of this that I wasn't hooked and just, having some form of reaction to it. Whereas another indie movie this year, Iron Lung, I didn't feel any of that. There's nothing in Iron Lung that intrigued me. I felt like I understood that movie by about 20 minutes in, and it never gets interesting again. Whereas with this movie, it's so well paced. There's always something new to learn, or a piece of character growth that is happening, or maybe just exploration of the characters that is happening at all times. And I enjoyed that. It's very well written. It's a really tight script. I guess in terms of spoilers, so this is spoilers. Just there's timestamps below. Skip to the next part if you don't want spoilers. Spoilers. I'm just gonna give you some time. Spoilers. Okay, so this movie in the third act just shifts into fucking high gear, and people just start dying in the most over the top ways. It's awesome. Someone takes a butcher's knife to the face. Someone gets a piece of glass. It gets dropped. So Alexandra Shipp takes a piece of glass to the head, and it just splits her head in half. It's fucking wild. They do a Final Destination kill with an escalator where Victoria Pedretti's character gets sucked into an escalator. It's crazy. And then there's a final battle. There's an actual 1v1 fight between Lily Reinhart and Lola Tung, where you learn that they're sisters, which I thought was a cool reveal. And it's so casual, where it's not treated like this big shock and awe thing. They just know it, and they just kind of reveal to the other one that they know it. And I don't know, I liked that. I'm glad that there's no bodong sound effect or some shit. They just oh hey, we're sisters. And the other one's you knew, which I don't know, little thing. Thought that was fun. It's good. And Lily Reinhart gives a monologue in the end. That's very good. I also like that of the Riverdale people, I think she's come out to be the most talented one. Post Riverdale, she's done the most interesting things, I think. This being absolutely the peak of it. Her performance in this movie is incredible. Lily Reinhart is amazing in this movie. She is now my new pick for Harley Quinn. She could be a great Harley Quinn. She's got some incredible feminine rage, but also a fun, ditzy kind of energy to her. Yeah, she could be a great Harley Quinn. So could Victoria Pedretti, though. If you haven't seen Love Quinn is Harley Quinn in a lot of ways. But yeah, I don't know. I was very surprised by this movie. I had no expectations for, because I don't know. I love a weird, bold movie with something to prove. I just find that very charming. So yeah, Forbidden Fruits. It's great. Loved it. Thought it was excellent. All right, moving on. Weekly Media Club. Homework was Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the Angelina Jolie one from 2001. I hadn't seen this. I know that I'd seen one of them, but I couldn't remember which one it was. So it's the second one. I've seen Cradle of Life. This movie, I looked into it, right? So I've always been told that this movie is not very good. When I was done watching it, I went on the Tomb Raider subreddit and I poked around for a bit, and people are not fond of this movie there. I liked this. I think this movie's a lot of fun. It's stupid. It's not a great adaptation of Lara Croft, but I liked it. It's fun. It's weird and ridiculous, but in a way that I think works. The movie never takes itself too seriously. Like, it opens on a training fake out where she's battling a giant CGI robot that looks pretty good for the early 2000s. And, you know, it's got the fake out where it's about to kill her, and then it stops, and you find out that it's a training, she's training. And from that moment on, it sets itself up to be a very campy, silly, fun ride. And I think it succeeds. Like, it's over the top in ways that I don't think, kill the vibe. But it also, again, it never takes itself too seriously. Like, she's battling the Illuminati. Come on. It's fun. I don't know. Maybe I was just in a really good mood, but I thought the action was all really exciting. I think Angelina Jolie is just doing an incredible job, and she is a good Lara Croft. My issue with this Lara is that she's not a particularly good Tomb Raider. She doesn't feel particularly smart, the way that Lara should. I'm looking at my Lara Croft Funko Pop. I love Lara Croft. I think she's great. I love Tomb Raider. But I think one of the things that makes her such a timeless character is the way that she kind of mixes the, you know, badass woman trope into a blend that works. She is an incredibly feminine character. You know, she dresses feminine. She's got the tank top, the short shorts, the boots. She does her hair. She goes out on her adventures with a full face of makeup, but she's doing like these elegant, backflips and somersaults and whatever. And she's beauty and she's grace and blah, blah, blah. But she's also a badass. She will point blank shoot you in the face if you get in her way. She'll fucking kick flip a dinosaur. She's awesome. But again, like, she's very feminine. She's doing these, like, kind of stereotypical masculine things, the gun wielding, bullet dodging, explosion behind you shit, like all that stuff that's associated with, men. You're like, oh yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions, and this guy's gonna shoot you because he's a tough guy. Like, she's doing all that shit while she still looks like a very beautiful woman. And I think Angelina Jolie sells that very well. She's beautiful in this movie, but she also feels lethal. Like, she feels very competent. The final fight in this movie where she beats up Powell is a good fight, and she beats the shit out of him. It's cool. I don't know. I just thought it was good. It never felt like it wasn't Lara Croft. I just think it falls short in a couple ways. But overall, it's a very good adaptation. I do wish there was some more actual tomb raiding stuff. It's kind of light on that. She only goes into, 2 tombs? That's not enough. The next one I need at least 4. But also, like, I think maybe an issue I have with this movie is that things just happen too easily for her. Like, when she infiltrates the cave that the bad guys have gotten into, she just happens to land where she needs to be. Like, she doesn't explore and figure it out. She's just there, and she reads the sign on the wall that says, "This is where you need to be," and she goes, well, ain't that something? Like, things just happen for her. In the end, when she does that sledding thing with the dogs, like, she just has the right stuff to achieve it. Like, it's like some shit like that's a little too convenient, I think. But also at the same time, the rule of cool is what runs this movie. If it's cool, if it's gonna look cool and be cool, then that's the route the movie's gonna take. And I like that. Like, when they fight the stone warriors, they're cutting through stone and rock and what have you, but someone holds up a gun and it blocks their attack. Like, that's stupid, but it looks kind of cool. Lara Croft is like kicking them and they're falling apart. I mean, that seems unrealistic, but it looks cool. And that's what this movie is. It's just hype moments and aura. And I was completely won over by that. That and the charm of Angelina Jolie. I think it's a fun movie. I don't agree with the the 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, the 24% of people that like this movie, I think they're right. I'm one of them. It's everyone else that's wrong. So homework for next week, we're just going to do the next one, the Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, which I have seen, but I haven't seen in a long time. We're just going to do that. We'll go through all the Tomb Raider movies, all 3 of them. So we'll do that next week, and then the week after, we'll do the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider movie, which I remember really enjoying. So we'll see what happens when we get to it. But in terms of the weekly media club, and other media that I've been indulging, Absolute Wonder Woman, new issue came out this week. The Zatanna Wonder Woman fight, it's really good. I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I was expecting the, what's his name? Giovanni Zatara fight, which I figured that's who that was when he showed up a couple issues ago. Glad to know that I was right. But I also enjoyed that Zatanna and Wonder Woman get their fight, because each time that they've met, Zatanna's just kind of shown up, done a spell, and left. So it was nice for her to stick around and them to actually hash it out. I enjoyed it. Wonder Woman uses the Trident of Poseidon, which is great. There's a really good panel where she's standing there holding the trident, and Pegasus is behind her, and Ferdinand is behind her, and that Siren Girl is behind her, and she looks at Zatanna and she's just like, fortunately, I'm making friends wherever I go. Oh my god, it's so good. Just a really good issue, and I'm super excited for the next one, where she is going to fight Giovanni Zatara. That is his name, right? Giovanni Zatara? I think that's his name. I don't know, we'll see. But off the back of this, I would really enjoy a Absolute Zatanna spinoff. Like, we're getting the Absolute Green Lantern 6-issue spinoff series thing, which I guess is spinning off of Absolute Evil, where we see Absolute Green Lantern get fucking killed. Then we're also getting Absolute Catwoman as a spinoff of Absolute Batman. So, the precedent is set. I want Absolute Zatanna. I love the design. It's so good. It looks like a design that Wonder Woman used to have back in, I want to say the 70s. I don't know if it's the 70s, but it does look like a design Wonder Woman used to have. So I don't know. Love the design. Love the characterization. I just love Zatanna. There was a Zatanna, like a very short Zatanna run that came out last year. I have it. It's on my shelf. I'm looking at it, but I forgot who wrote it. I could get up and grab it, but I'm not going to. But I love Zatanna. I think there's an ongoing that's supposed to start this year, maybe in April. But yeah, more Zatanna, please. But other than that, I got nothing. That's it. That's the end of it. Pretty short episode, but I think that's okay. So again, as I always say, thank you so much for indulging me. If you are here, thank you for listening. I was going to say watching, but there's nothing to watch. I keep forgetting to record these. Maybe I'll do it next week if I remember. Yeah, I don't know what next week's going to be. News, Tomb Raider, Cradle of Life. But in terms of topics, is there a big movie out next week? I don't know. Is there? Shit, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Maybe by then I'll have seen Project Hail Mary and They Will Kill You, and I can talk about those. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week, hopefully. That's all I got. Again, thank you so much for being here, if you are, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!